Hey, what is up guys, Shad here, and today we're doing something fairly different in today's video, which is most likely going to be the last video I uploaded for 2016. Will be a top 5 of my favorite games video. So I'm essentially going to do talk about my 5 favorite games, why each and individually they are in the list, and also say some honorable mentions. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Leave a comment about what your top 5 favorite games of all time are, and just a heads up, I'm not going to do, for example, for Inazuma 11, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be saying one Inazuma, like the entire genre of games. I'm just going to be picking one individual game, for example, and yeah, let's get started. And speaking of Inazuma 11, coming at number 5 will actually be Inazuma 11 Galaxy, the latest release in the franchise, even though it was 3 years ago. The reason why that game is on this list is because obviously I played it for a very long time. I did enjoy it for a fair amount of time while doing it for YouTube and such. Pyro Paradox is extremely fun to do. But at the end of the day, the biggest flaw with this game, and why it's not higher up on this list, is the lack of online gameplay. Like, you can only play against comms and local, which, that's a big flaw. If that game had online features, it would be definitely much higher on the list, maybe even number 1, because I probably would still be playing it till today, because it is a lot more interesting playing against other people rather than playing against computers all the time. Anyway, number 4 in this list, which a lot of the people that know me IRL, who generally talk to me, will be surprised at this one. Number 4 is League of Legends. Now, out of all the games on this list, League of Legends is the game I play the most, and the reason because it's like the only game on this list that continuously gets updated. It's a very competitive game. I just really enjoy this game, and the reason why I feel like it's number 4, the other top 3 spots are just generally, I would play those more every single day if I haven't played them to death already. And the thing with League of Legends is it's an online competitive game which encourages you to keep on winning and improving. Essentially, League of Legends isn't the game you play to beat the story, it's the game you play to become really good at, and that kind of aspect of really intrigues me. There's a lot of other games that do it as well, but I'm kind of hooked onto League of Legends right now, and it is very fun in my opinion, but it only gets a number 4 because these next 3 games I rate higher than it. Anyway, coming at number 3, which is a game I don't think a lot of people know, it's called Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Now, this game is awesome in my opinion. Like, it is the first take of Sega doing a Sonic themed RPG. I personally think they did a great job. I don't know what other Sonic fans think of this game, but it's personally my favorite Sonic game, because my favorite genre game is RPG, and not much to say about it, just RPG mechanics, intrigue with Sonic characters, an interesting combat system, and the game is flawed, not gonna lie. The story is okay, gameplay, I think the gameplay is pretty fun, and just the fact that they didn't continue on this kind of makes me upset. I reckon they could have done so much better with the sequel. Like, this was just exploring, I guess, and they didn't go anywhere for it. I do really hope they release a new Sonic Chronicles game, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But I did thoroughly enjoy it, so that is why it gets number 3, just because it's just my favorite Sonic game. It's the first and only Sonic game that is like RPG oriented gameplay, which is a bit odd for Sonic, but I think they did a really good job. And yeah, that's number 3. Now going on to number 2. Now number 1 and 2 was super duper hard to decide between the 2, but this is the order I put it in. Now for number 2 we have Pokemon Emerald. Now this is the only Pokemon game that's on this list. Just a heads up, spoilers for the number 1. And I do know I said Pokemon Sun and Moon were the best Pokemon games of all time, but doesn't mean it was my favorite game of all time. Pokemon Emerald is my number 1 game. Technically Ruby and Sapphire should be number 2 game. This is kind of the game that introduced me into gaming. This is where I generally started playing games from. It's very nostalgic. I had a lot of fun playing with my cousin, even though he trolled me half the time. Still in my Master Balls. Anyway, no, I just had a lot of fun playing this game. Like I said, I think it is just nostalgic reasons why this is ranked number 2. And I haven't played Pokemon Emerald for a while, but I have gone through so many runs of the game, it's ridiculous. Like, out of all the games I've played, I think Pokemon Emerald's the one I've played the most of Pokemon games. but that's just because you can play an emulator and just speedrun through the game in like a day. But yeah, Pokemon Emerald gets a number 2 just for its just nostalgic reasons. Honestly, had a lot of fun playing this as a kid. It was Ruby and Sapphire, and like I said, it's the thing that introduced me to Pokemon, as well as just gaming in general. But for my favorite game of all time, my favorite game, technically this is, I know I broke a rule here. Actually, I forgot to say honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, guys. I've got my list here and I'm just ignoring it. God. Anyway, honorable mentions are games I got here. I've got Overwatch, Sonic Generations, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Battle, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, Final Fantasy 7, Fire Emblem Awakening, and that's all that comes to mind. Oh yeah, and Pokemon Sun and Moon. I don't know why I don't have that down here, but those are just some honorable mentions for my favorite games. But the game that is my all-time favorite, oh yeah, Mario Kart can get on that list as well. Yeah. And my number 1 favorite of games of all time is the Super Smash Brothers games. These games are perfection to me. Just so many characters in this world that you just beat up each other. This is the game you bring over to your mate's place. You just chill, you play, and just have fun. That's my favorite. It's my favorite game of all time. It's just such a fun experience. It's competitive with your friends, and yeah, I think it's a fantastic fighting game. It's just, Super Smash Brothers is just a perfect game in my eyes. It's just fantastic. So many characters. So just an interesting fighting mechanic. It's just, oh my god. It's just personally, I think that game is perfect. They've done an amazing job with all the games, and I hope they keep on adding tons more characters in the later installments of the game. Wishing for more Sonic characters probably won't happen, but hey, you never know, it could. But yeah, so that's been my top 5 games: Inazuma 11 Galaxy, League of Legends, Sonic Chronicles, Pokemon Emerald, and Super Smash Brothers. So yeah, leave a comment about your top 5 favorite games in the comment section below if you like, and yeah, tell me what you think about my list. Like I said, this is my opinion. My opinion. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is True Pyro Shad. Hope you guys had a nice Christmas and a happy New Year, and I'll see you guys all in 2017. Peace.